Welcome to Vane, an open-world zombie survival experience that many say is like Project Zomboid in first person. Brutally unforgiving. Today I attempt hard mode, permadeath, on. One mistake, one scratch could end the entire run. Hard mode ramps up zombie spawn and improves their senses, while resources grow scarce and utilities shut down sooner. The rules are simple: survive at least 7 days and build a self-sustaining base. Complete both for victory. But a true survival shelter is capable of the following: defending against undead hordes, sustainably generating fresh crops and food, providing running water and power from renewable sources. But the truth is, I may be in way over my head. I've only spent a few hours in-game learning the basics. I don't know if I could make it one night. Succeed or fail, we'll have an adventure to remember. That's why I tried 7 days in vain. They say failing to prepare is preparing to fail, so character creation matters. Specializations give a flat level boost to selected skills. Since one of the goals is a self-sustaining base, I went with construction, crafting, and electrical. For my occupation, I'm choosing firefighter. The agility and vitality give me a literal fighting chance early on, and starting with an axe doesn't hurt either. I came to in an apartment bathroom, kinda like college, and immediately found some bandages, painkillers, and antibiotics. Like, you need to drink so much water. It's like that kid in elementary school puts his mouth on the faucet and just chugs it. That's what I'm doing right now. I also got pretty lucky and found some lockpicks. No questions about why I have those lying around. One thing I noticed is that day 1 starts at 2 p.m, but that's probably because I was having some sort of existential crisis all morning. My plan going into day 1 is simple. Focus on getting the essentials: food, water, medical supplies, a backpack, and a basic set of tools. And I definitely need these cool glasses. There were only 2 apartments on this floor, and I searched them both. I managed to grab some of the supplies I mentioned, but not a whole lot. Sour cream is supposed to be refrigerated, so I am not eating that. More lockpicks. Me and my neighbor were into some shady business, that's for sure. With the apartment searched, there was only one thing left to do: step outside for the first time. Below my apartment were some basic office buildings, and just across the street, the prison. Do I even want to know what you have to do to get inside a prison? With walls that big? I mean, you gotta be like some evil mastermind. There were only 1 or 2 wandering zombies out front, so after dealing with them, I decided to check out the offices. But nothing ever goes according to plan, does it? Oh. Oh, get back. Oh my god, I have a deep wound already. How did this person even hear me? By just my 3rd encounter, I was already deeply wounded. Deep wounds can get infected and have a chance of transmitting the zombie virus, so I took every precaution necessary. Use cleaning wipes, and then use a compression bandage. And also probably gonna take some painkillers. After treating my wound as best as I could, I returned to the office buildings beneath my apartment. I didn't find many resources, but I did manage to grab some batteries for my dying phone, and a wood axe. I don't need a light bulb. I'm good. You can keep that. I will take the wood axe though. After taking out 2 crawlers in the parking lot, I was free to inspect the cars. And sure, vans are great for hauling stuff, but right now I just needed a disposable car. Something I could use to mow down zombies without a second thought. So I went with something faster, smaller, and more compact. Let's hotwire this bad boy. See if we can't get it on. Oh shit. Oh, come on. Okay, it's all or nothing now. Yup. Shit, we gotta go. Now, I can think of a lot of ways to attract a zombie horde, and making my way downtown with a car alarm blaring is probably near the top of that list. so I had to make a temporary retreat into the wooded outskirts just to lose the heat. What if I turn the car off and back on? Yeah, that actually did it. Oh my god, what the hell, dude? After disabling the dinner bell, I headed back into town to refill the car with gas. With the sun already beginning to set, my next goal was to find a safe place to bed down for the night. Oh god, I'm getting chased by a zombie in a chef hat. I don't want it. Whatever you're baking, I don't want it. I found a cozy house on the quieter outskirts of town, and it would have to do. Darkness was setting in fast. God. After clearing the house, I could still hear loud footsteps, so I decided to check the perimeter, and that's when things got a little chaotic. Wow, you just had loud ass footsteps. I mean, I was hearing you like you were right on top of me. Show big ass feet. Got anything on you besides big ass clompers? Oh, fuck! What the hell? Jesus. Okay, that's my side to go inside for the night. After that sobering moment, I went inside, closed the blinds, and started searching the house. And on yawn, I'll raw dog that right now. Inside, I scored some extra tools, a basic backpack, and an upgraded flashlight. And there we go, now we have a much better flashlight. Before I headed to bed, I flipped through a copy of Jugs magazines, and yes, it's exactly what you think. Oh, like milk jugs? Okay. I was literally just about to lay down when I heard a noise from outside. I think we're good for tonight. It's just about midnight. Holy shit. There's something walking around. No, he's at the door. No. Don't do that. And before any more surprises could show up, I finally slept. I had survived my first day in vain. After waking, I was eager to continue my adventure under the safety of daylight, but before heading out, I wanted to check the shed in front of the house. Why is there pizza crust? Why are you storing pizza crust for? Canned peas, yes. Why is there more food in your stores than there was in your fucking kitchen? Since I had a car, the plan for today was to drive around town, scope the area, and look for potential base locations. Somewhere I could settle down long term. Everyone needs a home after all, even in a zombie apocalypse. That wasn't me. I didn't do that. Oh god, I'm stuck on the neighbors' corpses. Most of the houses in this town were huge. The kind of place I'd love to live if it wasn't literally the end of the world. But defending something with that many windows and fencing it all in would take way too much time and resources. Don't hit my car. That's really rude. Now I'm gonna park on you because you hit my car. What I liked about this house was that it was already surrounded by tall white fences on 3 sides, so it wouldn't take much to close off the front. That's a genuine contender right there, and it looks like a scared OMG face, so oh. Okay, well it doesn't come with the front door anymore, so that's gonna take some of the property value down. This next location really caught my eye. That's because it has something you don't see a lot of in this town. 2 large planter boxes already set up in the side yard. Now check this property out, okay? On top of that, it was easy to fortify. 1 fence on either side, board up the windows and doors, and it's secure and farm ready. It was such an intriguing potential base location that I had to hop out the whip and check it out on foot. Oh, what is going on? What the hell was that? I just saw the inside of my face. After what can only be described as an out-of-body experience, I discovered this property was actually a plant shop. Look at this is amazing. Instantly farmable, we could farm right this second if we wanted to. Now, there are some pros and cons to using a store as a primary base. The ability to farm immediately and fortify easily are big wins for this spot, but there's nowhere to sleep right now, no oven or other way to cook food, and no washer or dryer for clean clothes. All of these are things I'd eventually have to set up if I moved in, which isn't exactly hard, but it does take a bit of extra time and effort. Inside, I found some basic tools, gardening gloves, and every seed imaginable. Oh, and some hose, of the gardening variety. You can use a garden hoe as a can opener. Okay. Not far from the flower shop, I found this house, and I think it's our best find yet. All the windows and doors are on one side, so once it's sealed off with a few fences, there are no exterior entry points. There's plenty of room to build utilities for power, water, and farming. And it comes fully furnished with a bed, full kitchen, and a washer-dryer combo in the basement. Very strong contender. Blue house. We'll call it Blue House. Whoa. Military jet just flew by. I'm probably lucky it didn't just bomb me. I spent all day debating between Flower Shop and Blue House. The Flower Shop's large planter boxes are unique and great for growing crops, but the move-in readiness of Blue House just makes it the best all-rounder. So how it works is some crops can only grow in large planter boxes, and it's usually the better crops that you want to be growing. At the end of the day, I had my decision. Victory doesn't hinge on having a large planter box. It's about creating a self-sustaining base, and that's easier to do at Blue House. After committing to the decision, I evicted the current undead residents rather forcefully, scavenged the house, and tidied the place up. Fancy chocolate milk? What? Isn't chocolate milk kind of inherently not fancy? Like, that's kind of what makes it great, you know? I mean, I'll give it to him, that does look fancy. I placed down a utility cabinet, which stops zombie spawning and sets me up for future building. There's just one marshmallow in this bin in the basement, and it says it's good to eat. I don't know. I found a helmet in the basement and put on the gardening gloves I found from earlier. I'll need every bit of protection I can get. It looks like I'm gonna break into your house to fight a fire? I remember it took Zomboid forever to do this. In this game, it's just here already. You can place any object, not just weapons, just around. It's fucking awesome for like base deco and stuff. And it's also cool because then you can, that's actually probably super dangerous. Can you imagine walking through, an earthquake hits, so you bump the door and a fucking axe falls on your head, sharp side down? Oh my god, it's 6:17 in the morning. I spent all night just fucking around. Okay. I stayed up through the night organizing resources and prepping the space, so I finally headed upstairs to grab a few hours of sleep before the next day. Bones? Where the hell did I get these? After storing some resources to lighten my load, I headed just across the street to the prison warehouses, hoping to find some industrial tools and materials. Now that I had a base, it was time to start laying down some basic fortifications. Alright, just don't get tunnel vision. Runners can come up at any minute. Oh! What the hell? Literally just started running out of nowhere. That's what I'm talking about. Get away from me. The area was teeming with the undead, but after carefully fighting my way into the first warehouse, I was finally free to start scavenging. Your wig's falling off, bitch. Ratchet ass bitch. Unfortunately, I didn't find much, just some basic scrap and junk. But luckily there was a second warehouse right next door that I could check out. Ooh, advanced soldering, nice. That's something. Damn, there's hella car batteries in here. I was pretty underwhelmed with the loot here, but I managed to grab a few tools and enough scrap to get started on our fortifications. So time to make like a hippie and blow this joint. Ah, shit. Oh god, scratches. Oh, please don't infect me. Once I got back, I set up my first workbench and got straight to crafting the components I'd need to start fortifying the base. Crafting materials disappear fast in this game, so I headed outside to chop down a few trees for raw resources. Ah! Damn, that shit almost took me out. Timber! Oh! Next, I moved to the backyard shed for some spring cleaning, and found a little gift inside. Ooh, my first gun. Okay, nice. Guns are great, if you have the ammo to deal with the consequences of using them. For now, they're a solid defensive tool, but using one would do me more harm than good. After a full day of crafting resources, it was finally time to put them to use and start putting up some fences. Zombies can still climb fences, by the way, so you're never completely safe, but slowing them down and limiting their entry points makes them worth the effort. All constructed items will decay over time if you don't supply resources for upkeep using the utility cabinet, so it's important to keep that fed. Look at that. Ain't she a beaut? I made good progress today, but I'll need to ramp things up if I want to hit all my goals. For now, all I can do is sleep and pick up again tomorrow. I woke up on day 4 feeling driven. For the first time, all my goals actually felt possible, within reach. I just had to put my head down and grind. We got work to do today. First up, a breakfast of chips, energy bars, and whatever else I had lying around. No time to cook. Today called for a massive haul of resources to finish the fortifications, and for that, I'd require a more capable vehicle. Whoa! Jesus! So I headed to the van parked right outside the apartment where this whole journey began. Yeah, it's not bad at all. Look at that, 1,000 carry capacity on this thing. Nice. This one didn't have an alarm. With the van secured and fueled up, I set my sights on the 2 houses across the gas station. The plan? Total demolition, stripping every resource, every screw, every atom inside to build a mountain of usable materials. Ugh. God. Yep, I know you want to come out. I want you to come out too, so just hang on. Once the house was secured, nothing was safe for my rampage. Nightstands, dressers, beds, your grandma, everything but the kitchen sink. Oh wait, no, I demolished that too. When the first house was cleared, I was already sitting on a pile of usable materials. One quick pit stop at the van, and it was off to round 2. 8 pounds of juice. What the hell? Look at all those nails and screws. That is awesome. Oh! Fuck! Not you! I wasn't talking to you. What am I watching? Am I watching a zombie attack a boar right now? Oh, sneaky. That's why you always look behind you. 12 gauge round, but no shotgun. Ah. I had a few close calls inside. Oh! Oh! But in the end, I scored another gun. Ooh. Plenty of food. Pizza slices? Hell yeah, I'm eating all these right now. And yet another heap of materials. You comfy there? Okay. Again, just put the heaviest shit in there. As the sky dimmed, it was time to head back to base and put today's haul to good use. Nice. With the fences up, I decided to install a rain catcher, checking off our box for a renewable water supply. There we go. Now, next time it rains, we'll be collecting rainwater. Next, I added ledges to the fence, barricaded the ground floor windows, and swapped out the flimsy front door for a reinforced one. Tier 2 fortifications were now fully in place. They took more work than their Tier 1 counterparts, but they're effectively invincible against zombie damage, meaning the inside of my house is now completely secure. I feel a lot better about that now. Lastly, I upgraded to an advanced crafting workbench, unlocking more complex buildings and crafting recipes. I spent the rest of the night focusing on self-care, eating a warm meal, and assigning the skill points I'd earned. I think the first one that's always best to get is muscle memory, because you get higher experience. All standard workbench recipes are 50% cheaper to craft. That's an insane upgrade. I should have gotten that a lot sooner. We're gonna go with House Inspector, just because I like to see those stats. It's good to know. And we're on our way. We still have a lot to do, and not a lot of time, honestly, but we're making progress, and hey, we're alive. I slept well, confident in the progress I'd made today, but tomorrow would bring challenges that could change everything.
Alright, good morning.
With the fortifications in place, today's focus was moving closer to self-sustainability.
Whoa! What the hell?
Now that I had a way to collect rainwater, I set up some planter boxes for future crops. Now, these aren't functional yet because I lacked soil, but I had a bigger mission in mind for today. Grid power won't last much longer, so I needed a way to keep the base running when it went out. Back when I was still learning the game, I found solar panels somewhere in Sarnak. I don't know if they're actually usable, but it's my only lead for right now.
So, little road trip today. Okay. Welcome to Sarnak, people.
After arriving in Sarnak, I started searching. I didn't remember exactly where the solar panels were, so it was just a matter of driving around until I found them.
God, I can't see anything, it's so foggy. God, they're everywhere. Oh! Oh God. How does a corpse do that much damage?
Between the thick fog and the massive zombie population, searching for anything felt like finding a needle in a haystack, if that haystack was also trying to eat you. But I did stumble across a potentially useful hardware store.
Oh, a hardware store. Now that's interesting. Oh God.
I decided the potential loot was too valuable to pass up, so I hopped out of the car and started clearing the area. But I should have known the real danger is what the fog is capable of hiding.
What the hell? I got runners. I got runners everywhere. I got runners everywhere. Shit. Bail, 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 bail. We can't do this. We can't do this right now. They're everywhere. Oh! We gotta get the hell out of here. Look at all of them. Oh my God. They're still coming. They're everywhere. This whole damn town is overrun.
After narrowly escaping being completely surrounded by the horde, I pulled off on the outskirts just to assess the damage to the van.
And the van is just beat to hell. But I really wanted solar panels today, and I'm just not sure if I'm going to be able to do that.
It might be stupid, but I had to go back and keep searching for the solar panels. I didn't have the resources or the skills to build my own, so no matter how risky it was, I couldn't afford to leave empty-handed.
This road actually kind of looks familiar. Wait, I think that's the place right there. I recognize the tennis courts, the American flag. That's the end of the map. Okay, I think this is actually the place. There they are! Solar panels!
I'd finally found the solar panels. After what happened at the hardware store, I wasn't taking any chances. I needed to get this done fast.
We're gonna get what we need to get, we're gonna get the hell out of here. Oh, please tell me I can stick this on the back of my van. Okay, I don't know how many I can fit. Even one is just a win right now.
After strapping 2 huge solar panels as sketchily as humanly possible to the top of the van, I headed back to base.
We need to get back. We just need to get back. I've had it with this damn place. Let's get the hell out of here. 70. I feel like I'm going faster with these things on here. These things giving me like extra downforce, like huge ricer spoilers, and now I'm just mobbing. It sucks I wasn't able to do that hardware store, but dude, I wasn't about to die right there. That's not how I was gonna let this run end. There it is, there's the base. My van's looking a little worse for wear, that's for sure.
Back in the safety of my base, I installed the 2 solar panels in the front yard. The trip nearly cost me everything, but now I finally had a renewable source of power. To cap off the day, I filled a planter box with soil and planted 4 pieces of corn, just to get something growing and start producing food.
Look at that. 4 corn growing.
By now, the base was largely self-sustaining. Rainwater catchers, planter boxes, and solar power. But without a way to store that energy, power would only be reliable on sunny days, a red herring on an otherwise very capable base. The solution? Batteries. Complicated, yes, but they let me store solar power for 24/7 energy.
As well as a power driver and soldering. Oh man, that's a lot of shit.
The problem was, I had no idea how to craft half the things needed to build it, let alone whether I had the right skills or tools. I just had to take it one step at a time.
So what do I need for that? One thing at a time. I'll need the makeshift forge.
There wasn't much more I could do with the sun already set, so I started preparing for tomorrow's run. I lit a ciggy to calm the nerves, then I had some warm chicken noodle soup, and did a quick round of laundry.
Laundry day, you know how it is.
While waiting for my clothes to dry, I built a repair table, in my underwear, and had another midnight snack, also in my underwear.
Why do I get stomach aches from eating bagels? Do I just not like bagels?
After pulling my clean, warm clothes out of the dryer, I called it a night.
We're getting there, guys. We really are getting there. Oh my god, he jumped at me.
To haul the supplies I'd need to build makeshift batteries, I'd need a bigger vehicle. The horde from the previous day had left my van looking like a literal piece of dookie, so I decided to grab a new one from the post office next door.
0% condition, that's why it's so messed up.
While I was there, I managed to take down a zombie wearing a military backpack, which, thankfully, vastly increases carry weight.
Combat pack, yes! This is the one that went 20 feet in the air when I was cutting trees, so I'm sure it's not in great condition. It's not bad, actually. Whoa! Alright, that sucks for you. Wow, the shelves, that's cool.
I managed to snag a mail truck in good condition, keys included, and was off to the first warehouse.
There's a key in this one, yes! Oh, that's awesome.
First stop, the warehouse across the street. I'd cleared it before, but it had been overrun again, so I had to clear it all over once more.
Oh, jeez. Whoa! Whoa, there's so many in here. Runner. Ah. Oh. Ah.
In between the endless fighting, I managed to grab the limestone for concrete and 3 car batteries for the crafting recipe.
Yes, there's 3 car batteries right there. That's exactly what I needed. Man, it's just endless, these guys. Okay.
I wanted to dismantle the iron fencing for scrap, but I didn't have the right tools.
Oh, I need an industrial cutting tool. Oh, where the hell am I gonna find an industrial cutting tool? God, I can't handle this. There's so many. Okay, I'm leaving.
The plan now was to keep hitting industrial warehouses until I'd gathered all the parts and resources I needed.
Okay, here's something. Something to fit into an industrial cutting tool.
Other than some minor scrap, there wasn't much of use here. On to the next place.
Oh my god, there's nothing even in here, dude. It's fucking empty in here. Huh, soldering iron.
This place did have a soldering iron, and I dismantled some furniture for iron scrap, but it was literally mostly empty. So, on to the next place. This fire station had some locked lockers inside, but I didn't have the lock picking level. Typical.
Oh my god, I don't have enough lock picking. That sucks. There's not even a cool fire truck in here.
The only thing I found to use here was some soil. You know your luck's bad when finding dirt is the highlight of your day.
Okay, that's something. Metal bucket, sure. Oh! Shit! When I was retreating after that car alarm on day 1, I found a mechanic store just on the outskirts of town here. Yeah, I think it's more gonna be car parts in here, but I mean, it can't hurt to look, right? At this point, I'm so desperate. Timing belts, spark plug, screws. Again, there was nothing useful here, and somehow my luck was about to go from bad to a whole lot worse. Oh shit! The alarm was active, guys. It was only car parts in there. Oh shit, oh shit. Nope. Ah! Shit. God, that didn't get me anything except an alarm. At this point, I just wanted to flat out give up, but on my way back, I made one last stop at a warehouse along the road. Huge warehouse though, maybe I should have started here. Look at how big this place is. Shut up. I'd finally found the industrial driver, the last tool I needed for the makeshift batteries. Still more work to do, but without this, building them wouldn't have been possible at all. Last box of the warehouse, guys. A hard hat, great, yep. That's kind of like the last little fuck you. Let's get out of here. Shit. Ugh, get off me, Grandpa. My bulletproof vest, look how bad the condition is after all the damage I took today. The first thing I needed to build back at base was a makeshift forge. This lets you create ingots. Not something you should do indoors IRL, but for now it's totally fine. There's no toxic fumes in these games, I don't think so. I had just enough charcoal to try making my first few plastic ingots. Oh god, there is smoke. I only have garden gloves. That's not gonna protect me. Somehow though, my garden gloves let me handle molten plastic at 1200 degrees. It worked. Garden gloves somehow protect you against over 1000 degrees Fahrenheit temperatures. Guys, do not take this advice in real life, okay? Do not try this at home. That would not work IRL, okay? With my newfound plastic ingots and a bunch of other complex resources, I was able to craft the components needed for the makeshift batteries. Before it got too late, I settled in for a good night's sleep, planning to pick up right where I left off tomorrow morning. Alright guys, we are on day 7. I cannot believe we survived this long. The challenge is not complete until I make it to the end of today, and then part 1 of this challenge will be complete, surviving 7 days. The final step towards making the makeshift batteries was crafting the scrap metal components, which required a fabrication workbench, and that in turn needed iron ingots. I had plenty of iron. The problem was the fuel for the forge. Clearly, I was gonna need more charcoal. Oh, please tell me I have enough charcoal to at least get 1 iron ingot out of this. Oh, I didn't make it. Oh my god, I didn't make it. I just used all that charcoal for nothing. Fuck, god damn it. I vented some frustration by watching some corn, and let me tell you, these guys were looking ripe and ready to harvest. Guys, we did it. We just harvested fresh corn. I replanted the yield and topped off the remaining planter boxes with soil. We're now fully set up to produce crops on a regular basis. It was time to turn my attention back to the charcoal, or rather, lack thereof. It was an absolute must-have to continue, which forced me back out into risky scavenging on day 7. Where am I gonna find charcoal? I haven't the foggiest idea. Literally, look at this fog. I started combing through industrial buildings again, hoping to find a mix of materials and maybe some charcoal. Oh my god, a small scrap metal sheet. That's one of the things I need. Oh my god, the schematic for barbed wire. Huh, the best cutting tool you'll find. Wait, would that replace industrial cutters? I'm actually looking at this right here, right? There's a tool to create charcoal. It just needs a limestone brick. So I need charcoal to make charcoal? Yes, I do. Oh god, that's so annoying.
No matter how unlikely, I decided to try my luck at the overrun power plant, hoping the loot would be worth the risk.
Oh, there's a bunch of them here. Nope, I'm not seeing a whole lot of reason to come down here. Oh! Whoa! Alright, well, there ain't shit inside here except kind of some basic tools. There's not really charcoal or any other kind of fuel that I'm looking for. Thing is, like, I'm not gonna find coal in here. Oh! Shit. This is risky, seriously.
I left the power plant empty-handed, but hey, at least it's not raining.
God.
Alright, well, either way, I checked the outdoor storage sheds in a last-ditch effort to find some charcoal. But hey, at least it wasn't storming.
Oh god, it's really coming down. I've never seen it storm this bad before. Yeah, you can't get into these.
Okay, so it was storming. But hey, at least I didn't crash my car due to adverse road conditions.
Oh, it's slippery.
It was probably in my best interest to wait out the storm. The worst thing I could do right now was keep searching for charcoal at an overrun grocery store.
Oh my god, this looks so dangerous. Are you kidding me? Oh, this place is swarming, dude. All this, and I don't even know if there's gonna be charcoal here. Oh! Pet nail clippers, what the hell? That's super specific. Like, this would have been a great place to go at the very start. Nothing, man. Not one little morsel. Come down here. What the? Ah, what the hell? Oh my god, I can't hit her. That's some bullshit. Alright, we're getting out of here. This has also been incredibly just a fail. Just a complete failure. I was sure they'd be at least like a bag of charcoal here or something. Like, I'm finding pet perfume and shit and no charcoal. What even is pet perfume?
Next, I tried the gas station, because honestly, I don't even know anymore. At this point, I'm starting to think the charcoal was just the friends we made along the way.
That's just a bunch of food. Like, food's great, but it's not what I'm here for.
At least here I was able to refuel the truck before the upcoming power shut off. Then I checked an abandoned farm for charcoal, because fuck logic at this point.
Yeah, pretty useless stuff. No charcoal, that's what I know. Alright, we're returning to base because I can't be out any later than this.
On my way back home, my stubbornness just wouldn't let me pass up one last random shed.
Like, look, okay, there's a shed there. Like, maybe we'll find one piece of charcoal. But we've seen how much it takes, like... Ooh. See, now this is just getting risky being out this late. 35 pieces of charcoal! Holy shit, are you kidding me right now? This guy has the best fucking yard shed ever!
Charcoal at last. Whoever shed this is, may your pillow always be cool, your cereal never soggy, and your remote control always exactly where you left it.
10 more pieces of charcoal. Okay. Let's get the fuck out of Dodge, yeah? Mission not really success, but not complete failure. That's all that I really care about.
Back at base, I could finally create iron ingots, which let me build a fabrication workbench. From there, I could craft the scrap metal components needed to complete makeshift batteries.
And then I just need 3 car batteries and I could do it. I have them. It's officially day 8, by the way, guys, so...
As midnight struck, and we officially crossed into day 8, one of my 2 goals has been completed, surviving 7 days in permadeath hard mode. All that was left was to build the batteries, something I'd tackle first thing after sleeping, under the guise of daylight.
And I'm assuming the batteries have to be inside because you probably do not want them in the rain and stuff. Yes. Here it is. Boom. Makeshift batteries.
After finally building the batteries, I hooked them up to our solar panels and routed power to the fuse box.
We are generating crops as we speak. We have water, renewably, from rain, and we have solar panel electricity hooked up to makeshift batteries, which is hooked up to our fuse box. We've done it. This is a self-sustaining base.
To prove it, let's make a meal. First, harvest our freshly grown corn. Next, turn it into vegetable broth. Then, combine the broth with the corn. And finally, fresh, homemade cream of corn.
Made from scratch. Look at that. One thing I'll do just for even added defense, I was able to get some barbed wire here. So I'm gonna throw one up here. One here.
With all goals complete and victory secured, there was only one thing left to do: celebrate. Only one question remains: could the base survive one last glorious test, the kind you only invite by lighting fireworks?
Hordes are no joke. I'll hold the perimeter as long as I can, but eventually I'll have to make my last stand inside the house. No matter what happens, we're already winners here. So, thanks for watching. Oh, what the hell? Okay, I'm retreating immediately. I've got a deep wound. You're literally jockey riding me, bro. So we're taking a different approach. I'm sending these guys to hell. I'm gonna run out of ammo really fast here, actually. This one's out of ammo. I got one more weapon. I'm out. Time to get a little up close and personal. Oh my god. Back up. There's so many of them. Oh, not done yet. Holy crap. Look at this. Oh, there's quite a few. Okay, there's more than I was expecting, actually. Oh! There's a lot more out here. Stop. Oh my god, it's impossible to get them to stop. Hey. Any of y'all want to run at me? You do. Oh, you do too. But we've done it. We survived the horde. We defended the base. And I took some wounds in the process, but I've already healed because I'm Deadpool apparently.
Hey, thanks so much for watching, y'all. This has been the biggest project I've tackled so far, so if you made it to the end, I'd really appreciate a sub. But honestly, thanks for just watching. There's plenty more I can do, continue this adventure, start a 100-day series, try again on insane difficulty. Just let me know. I'd love to spend more time in this game. Really appreciate y'all, and I'll see you in the next one. Vex out.